on, guys? Ted from Nerd Immersion here, and if you're anything like me, you've been playing a ton of Smash Ultimate since it came out back at the beginning of December, and I wanted to get back into doing my Top 10 Tuesday series for 2019. So I guess what I'm probably going to start off with here is actually going to be a top 5 of Smash Ultimate DLC characters that I'd like to see. And the reason that I'm choosing top 5 over top 10 is you're really limited in what you can get. So the prerequisites for this are as much, and I'll go through some honorable mentions later on, but I'm going to assume that if the character appears in an assist trophy, as a Spirirt in the game so far, or from a Pokeball, that they are not eligible to be a full-blown DLC fighter going forward. Now, that may not be true. Spirits really limit things a lot. So that's going to be my top 5. They won't be in the game currently as a Spirirt, a Pokeball, or an assist trophy. But before I get into that top 5, let me go through some honorable mentions of who I'd like to see that kind of fit into that category. That would be Chibi Robo from the Chibi Robo series. I think it's a good Nintendo-owned character that would be a good fit for Smash with a pretty robust moveset, especially with the Chibi Robo Ziplash game, which kind of made him in a more combat-y scenario. Isaac from Golden Sun. He already has a kind of a robust moveset even as an assist trophy, so I think he would be great. Shovel Knight from Shovel Knight, again, a whole bunch of different options with all the different items he has. I think Caesar, the Pokemon, would be a good fit. And then obviously one of my top choices that I would love to have would be Geno from Super Mario RPG. We've already seen some Square Enix support by getting Cloud in the game, but Geno unfortunately appears as a Spirirt, so he will be locked out of that. So, without further ado, let us get into my top 5 DLC characters that I want / possibly think will be added in Smash Ultimate coming in 2019. So number 5, I realize, is probably the farthest long shot by any means of actually being in the game. But it's a personal favorite, so this is my personal list, and obviously you can feel free to disagree with me and tell me otherwise, but I want Kingler. Kingler is my favorite Pokemon of all time, and I really just want to play Kingler in Smash Brothers. I realize that there's probably no way that will happen, especially the kind of crab movement walk of a quadrupedal character doesn't seem to really lend itself well to Smash, in my opinion. Especially because he's a crab, so he doesn't have a whole lot of jumping. But again, they put Ivysaur as part of the Pokemon trainer, so maybe you can get a four-legged, a multiple, a non-bipedal character. So yeah, I just really love Kingler, and I want to play him in Smash. That's really all there is to it. Number 4 is Bob / Bub from the Bobble games. This is, if not my favorite original Nintendo game. Bobble is great, and I think that the characters of Bob and or Bub could be added into this game. This could just be one singular little dinosaur with multiple skin. Their various costumes could be, green and blue and purple and pink and all the different colors they want to do. And it's just one character, and they are a character from Bobble, but I actually think it would be a really cool concept to sort of go in the vein of the Ice Climbers. Now, I know that probably won't happen, as I think it's been stated that the Ice Climbers were very hard to balance because you're basically getting 2 characters at the same time. But I thought that would be a cool concept to get both of them at the same time as kind of like a joint character, but if I couldn't get them at the same time, I'd rather take just one of them. I think the little dinosaurs from Bobble would be cool. There's already buy-in. I think they're technically owned by Taito Games originally, but I believe that's now kind of worked its way into Namco, and they have Pac-Man in the game, so there's an avenue there for that as well. Blowing bubbles and jump. You'd have to have an interesting moveset basically tied around the couple of items you could get in the game, as well as blowing and popping bubbles. But I feel like when they put Sonic in the game, and I would say that Sonic's side special, down special, and neutral special are pretty much all same variations of the same thing, of just rolling up into a ball and spinning. You could probably do something similar with bubbles, but I don't know. I guess we'll see. Number 3 is on here because it's a fan favorite. It's actually not one of my absolute favorite games, but I think that it would be an awesome addition to Smash, and that is Banjo Kazooie. There's been a lot of talk about Banjo being in the game for a while. I think it was even a while back there was a tweet from the CEO of Rare about how they wanted to get Banjo into Smash 4. So, or maybe that was in for Ultimate, but I think, we got the Duck Hunt dog, which who expected that? So I think that I don't want to make it an Echo Fighter of the Duck Hunt dog, because I think that would be a waste. And the side, all the specials don't really line up, like the Sheriff and the weird, Dynamite Can from Hogan's Alley. But I think that in a similar vein, you could do Banjo Kazooie, spinning eggs and running around with Kazooie, running around and for like a dash attack or something like that. I think it could be an interesting addition to the game. I know a lot of people want Banjo. So I agree. Let's put Banjo Kazooie in the game. Number 2 is what I would have originally said was a really far-flung choice. And that's Travis Touchdown from the No More Heroes series. I would have said that Travis doesn't really fit because he's the character is sort of, I don't know, it's kind of raunchy. The game is raunchy if you've played No More Heroes. But they've added in so many other characters that are kind of like what I assumed were pretty far left field at the time, like adding in Bayonetta. We're now getting a character from Persona. It's just, there's a lot of characters that were way out there and I didn't really think fit the Smash gameplay and the Smash style of gaming. But now I kind of think that Travis fits. They're actually releasing another No More Heroes game, a brand new one, in like a week or two at this point. So they're bringing that game back in. And my assumption is, and from what I'll talk at the end about some of the potential leaks that have been said, but basically it seems like they're sort of using them for cross promotion. So a new game is coming out for the Switch, and then they're putting that character in Smash to sort of coincide for co-marketing purposes. So I think that makes Travis actually stand a pretty good chance of ending up in the game. Plus, I mean, there's a lot of big focus on sword characters, and let's just get us a sword character in the game that's not from Fire Emblem. I love Fire Emblem, and I love the Fire Emblem characters, but just enough already. There's so many. Do we really need 4 Marth clones in the game? I mean, yes, Chrom and Roy are different, but I don't know. So Travis would be an interesting take on that with his kind of beam sword, and you could get a lot of good movesets out of him just the way the game was designed. So I think Travis would be a good fit. Last but not least, number 1 is the guy who kind of started this whole concept of multiple Nintendo characters coming together. And obviously we've expanded far beyond Nintendo at this point. That's Captain N, the Game Master. For those of you younger folks who don't know who I'm talking about, I'm sure you may have seen videos on the internet. You may have seen some memes generated out of it. But if you go look up Captain N, the Game Master, this was a Saturday morning cartoon in the 80s that was very short-lived, and a very short-lived comic book series as well, where this kid Kevin, he got sucked into his TV, and he basically became Captain N, the Game Master, and he had the Nintendo Zapper gun, the orange light gun, or gray at different times, the light gun as his weapon. He had a Nintendo controller as his belt buckle, and he could do all sorts of, he could pause time with the controller, he could jump really high, or like move really fast with the controller, and he could shoot with the light gun. And he was basically joined by a party of a fake princess who was designed for the game, but he was joined by Mega Man, At that point, they called him Kid Icarus because I don't think he actually had a name as Pit. So Simon Belmont, Mega Man, Kid Icarus, I think, was his basic team that he was with. In the comics, he interacted with Samus a couple times. I think Samus had a crush on him. On the cartoon, he interacted with Link and Zelda at one point. They had a massive flying Game Boy that was also one of their allies. And they fought against like a group of bad guys, which was like controlled. The lead bad guy was Mother Brain from Metroid, and they fought against Donkey Kong and the Eggplant Wizard from the original Kid Icarus. I don't know, Dracula. So I think Captain N would be a good fit. I think his movesets, in my brain, he's kind of similar to a Fox style character, maybe not as fast. Bigger focus on jumps, and maybe you could work the time stop mechanic in somehow, or maybe that's a final smash. I don't know. So, anyway, Captain N the Game Master is number 1. So that's it, guys. That's my top 5 characters for Smash Ultimate DLC that I'd like to see / also think have a potential more or less in the Banjo Travis Touchdown category. I think they have the potential to actually be characters. But I'm curious to see what you guys think and what your top 5 characters you love to see in Smash Ultimate. If you've been keeping track of what's been going on the internet, there's supposedly a bunch of leaks for potential characters, right? We know Joker from Persona is going to be in the game coming out soon. I mean, we're getting Piranha Plant. So when you get Piranha Plant, I feel like anything's really on the table. But there's been talks about some like data mining and potentially what is found to lead people to believe that one of the lead characters from Dragon Quest may be in the game, and I'm not sure which Dragon Quest they're referring to, but more likely one of the newer ones. So we're going to get another sort of sword-wielding character. The also one that I've seen is pretty strange. There's a big focus on a leak about potentially getting the Doom guy. And I know this was a really popular request, and I'm kind of not sure why. But the Doom guy, so the guy from Doom, as a character in Smash, which seems, I mean, you want to talk again, a far left field character that I don't think fits into the game, because Smash is kind of a kid-friendly thing, and Doom is clearly not. But yeah, I guess this coincides with, there's going to be a release for a new Dragon Quest game for the Switch. And I guess Doom Eternal is going to be coming out, so this kind of ties into my concept of maybe there's some, cross promotion things like, hey, this new game came out, or more than likely, hey, this new character is available for you to play in Smash. Also, here's the game they're from, so you can get a chance to play the character, and then you'll be like, oh, where they're from. Because I'll be honest, that's how I got interested in Fire Emblem. I played Marth and Roy in Melee, and I was like, where are these characters from? And then, oh, Fire Emblem, and then I played it, and there you go. So, anyway, guys, leave me in the comments below your top 5 characters you'd love to see in Smash Ultimate, and I'll see you for the next Top 10 Tuesday. / I guess in this case, Top 5.